Size 400 HD. This has got 4 standard 2879s in it. This one's a custom order from Mr. Chad. This one has a bison and a sideband delay into it. And he prepaid for this. Appreciate your patience, man. I don't think I've heard from you one time since you've ordered the amp. So appreciate you not bearing down on me about it and having some trust in me to get this thing to you. We're going to test it today with the 29 Chrome with the RFX 95 on the back. It does about 100 watts PEP, 35 watts average. You can actually put more than that into this amp. I would say probably, 50 watts average, 120, 140 PEP. Are you going to see that much more power out of it? No, probably not. It's kind of its optimal power with 100 watts PEP going in. But again, if you bump the average power up, you'll see a little bit more average out of it. Now, we're not going to test it with a sideband radio. There's not really any point. 100 watts PEP is 100 watts PEP. Though I do caution people, some of the sideband radios out there, you need to kind of know what they do average power. You'll get all kinds of debates about that. People say average power is not applicable to sideband. It actually is, and you can damage your amp if you have a sideband radio that's doing an insane amount of average power. For example, you have like a let's just say this radio. For example, this sideband radio, and it does 100 watts PEP on AM and sideband, but when you go to average, it does 35 watts on AM and does 70 watts on sideband on average power. That would be a good example of a way that you could overdrive this amp and never know that you're overdriving it. That's why I recommend everybody have a bird or something that reads very similar to a bird meter for reference. That being said, we got that out of the way. 14.8 is our test voltage. Here's our clamp meter. We're rolling with about 125 watt dead key. And drawing about 50 amps and some change. Now, it will draw more if you put more average power into it. If we went from 35 watts average to 45 watts average, guess what? You're probably going to see another 10 amps drawn on the clamp meter. And if we get up there, 50, 55 watts average, you'll see about 20 more amps drawn on the clamp meter. So it can draw on sideband especially. I would expect this thing to draw 75 to 80 amps on sideband. And even on AM, if you hit it with a stronger radio, average power-wise, you will see it draw 60, 70 amps, no problem. Speaking of average power, let's see how much it's doing. We've got a 1,000 watt slug in there. So we're going to be looking at the bottom scale. Hello. There you go, about 380 or so. Hello. Audio. Audio 1, 2. Different tones, it'll do different amounts of power. Talking around 300. Audio, but audio on around 380. Now, we just did a video on a 6-pill, and you say, well, dang, that's almost as much as what the 6-pill was doing. That's right, because we were underdriving the 6-pill. We're actually getting closer to max drive for the 4-pill. So a lot of people like to have some headroom. They'll get one size up and drive it like the size below. So I have a lot of customers, they'll buy a 6-pill and drive it like a 4-pill. There's nothing wrong with that. You can do that. Nothing doesn't hurt anything. A lot of people like to have that extra headroom. So that's why you saw the 6-pill was doing about the same amount of power with the same amount of drive. PEP. Audio 1, 2, 3. Still looking at the bottom scale and about 900 watts PEP. And again, guys, you can hit this thing harder. Most people are going to tell you can put 125 to 150 watts into this guy. And see more power, but dang, 900 watts out of a 4-pill, I think that's pretty good myself. If it was mine, I would stay around 100 to 125 watts PEP. But again, people are going to do what they want. I can't tell you how to run your stuff. I can only recommend. Sideband delay. Working just fine. Good running amp, 400 HD. I do have a couple of these in without sideband. If you want one with sideband, that's fine. You can pre-order. No problem doing that, just like this gentleman did. But if you want one without sideband, I have a couple of them in right now. No sideband, no wait time, other than the time it takes me to do a video and get it shipped out. As always, I appreciate everybody's patience. Lots and lots of videos coming up. Lots of customers. Always grateful for that. And we will have more videos to come, guys. Everybody have a good one. Rooster in Tennessee. Shoot me a text, 423-299-3535. Catch you guys out there. See you. Bye.